All right. So again, here we are, day 3, halfway through the challenge. And we're going to get centered. We're going to get centered, ladies. So, and I do believe we have a couple of gentlemen with us as well. We do not want to discriminate against men as well. We all absolutely can use more self-love. So I'm really actually very honored that we have some men that wanted to join in this self-love group and to add that into their lives. So welcome, welcome. All right, so go ahead. We're going to get centered. If you're able to do so, go ahead and close your eyes. And let's start bringing in some nice, deep, relaxing breaths. And as you bring that breath in, feel your body relaxing and preparing to receive whatever it is that you're meant to learn today. Just opening your mind, opening your heart, and opening your soul to gain wisdom today, to help you to move forward in this quest, in this journey for deepening your self-love. Preparing yourself to receive that message by allowing yourself to release anything in your mind that doesn't serve you, calming your mind, and opening. And we're super excited to be here with you today on day 3. I had a whole celebration thing that I guess everybody missed, but I am celebrating all of you we're halfway through. We are halfway through this challenge already. Can you believe it? It goes so quick. So be proud of yourself. I'm super proud of you. I loved reading all of the homework assignments again as well. And this is really a process, this deepening. And I also want to welcome, we have a couple of gentlemen who wanted to join us as well. And we don't discriminate. And I know that, you know, we all could use more self-love in our life. And so I'm very, very happy that we have a mixing of the genders and welcoming you into this group today and for the rest of the week. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get centered. So go ahead and let's take in some nice deep breaths. And as you take that breath in, just feel that breath flowing through your body with ease and grace, knowing that that breath is cleansing and clearing as it makes its way through your body. Just imagine that your mind is opening, your heart is opening, and have that as an intention that as you move into today, your intention is to be open to anything that will move you forward into greater and deeper self-love, and to be open to learning, open to gaining wisdom, opening your heart so that you can release past hurts, which we're going to be doing more of today, and that you can open to newness, new love, new joy in your life, and really allow yourself to be present today. You chose to be in this challenge for a reason. Connect with that intention again and claim it. Claim your day, claim this time. You're here. Remember why, and know that we are all on a mission to deepen the self-love so that we can bring more love in general into the world. And we're doing it together. And I thank you so much for being on this immense, extraordinary, just phenomenal journey with me. All right, opening your eyes, and let's go ahead and start with sharing a gratitude. And remember why we do that. We share gratitude so that we get our energy up, so that we get our vibration up, so that we connect to what is really, significant in our life. And it can be the smallest thing, or it can be something big. So go ahead and post that in the group if you would. And I'd love to hear what that is. Loved reading them yesterday, and just such sweet memories of things that people are grateful for, and people in their life, and just different situations. And I have really enjoyed seeing all the pictures that you all are posting. So sweet, from your kids to your pets, and to just really amazing memories that you have. and things that you're grateful for. All right. So I also want to give a shout out to Becca, because I noticed, Becca, that you are really supporting your self-love sisters. And that's really, really fabulous. And, you know, it always makes you feel good when you support other people, and it makes people who are posting feel good that people are reading what they've written, and it forms that bond. It forms that community and sisterhood. And now that we have men in it, just, you know, it's the community bond. So keep doing it. I encourage all of you to continue supporting each other, because remember, Friday is the big prize, the $200 Amazon gift certificate. And the things that will be considered for that will be consistent posting, as well as consistent support of all of the people in your community and their postings. All right. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get going. And again, today, since it's day 3, you're going to post your homework as hashtag summer homework 3. And you will be able to find your homework worksheet under, you hit the More tab at the top of the group, and then you'll see File, and you'll click on that, and that's where you'll find the worksheets. If you want to watch the training again, or if you miss it one of the days, then you simply go to the More tab again, you click on Media, and then there's a tab that drops down under that for video, and you'll find it there in the upper left corner. You'll find the trainings. So yesterday, and one other thing is, if you really find something that is stands out for you, then I want you to post about it. Let us know what it is. I love to know what really strikes a chord for you, and you would do that by posting hashtag love in all caps. And if you have a question, hashtag question all caps. And we'll be sure to answer that question for you. My team can bring it to me if it's something that the group would benefit from, then I'll be answering it within these training calls. So yesterday we, okay, Karina, welcome. Thank you for that welcoming. And Becca, and I love it. Okay, ladies, I am so happy for all of you here watching live, and I am expressing your gratitudes, as well as those watching the replay. I really want to honor you for taking this time for you. Okay, so yesterday we talked about, the training was about laughing and playing and understanding the importance of playtime for the soul. We talked about the mind spending over 50% of its time wandering into the past and into the future, and how that creates an unhappy mind. A wandering mind creates an unhappy mind. And so we want to bring it into the present as much as possible. And that's accomplished through fun, as we discussed yesterday, and the 3 strategies to support the fun: laughter and music and dancing and simply smiling. Such an easy, quick thing to do that you could do anywhere. And it has the ability to shift things, your mood, in a nanosecond. And all of those things that I just mentioned, the laughter, the music, the dancing, the smiling, that all release hormones and chemicals that increase your happiness, dopamine, and all sorts of neurotransmitters that help with your elevation of your mood, as well as decrease cortisol, which is the big stress hormone. So we're definitely lowering that. And it's just overall, it is excellent for your mind, body, and soul. And we want to engage in those activities as much as possible. And I had so much fun reading the different things that you all are doing. And a shout out to Deborah, who is really making her way after losing your partner, to get out there again and make time to do some fun things. It's so important, and it definitely helps with feeling funky or grieving. And I will share with you today, I had a really, I didn't sleep well last night at all, and woke up wee hours of the morning, couldn't go back to sleep, tossed and turned. Really, I don't know if it's the full moon, or I listened to a sound bath last night. I don't know if sometimes that can cause a ruckus in your body because it's shifting things. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But I nonetheless, I woke up feeling off and feeling just tired and just not my best self. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna sit and meditate a bit, because every morning what my practice is I take my Jesus Calling book, which is short verses and scriptures that really help to connect to that diamond power, to connect to Jesus, to connect to that power that is breathing us, and to center in that before I start my day. So I went and sat in my spot and started to meditate. But I really focused on putting the practices that I've been sharing with you. I brought them into my meditation, and I'm sharing this with you because I want to share the results with you. And that is that I brought in the having gratitude in. I was not in a mood that I felt good about. I felt really off and funky, as I said. So I started to thank Jesus, thank you so much for this mood. Thank you. And thank you for this day. And I just kept that up as a mantra. And then I started to feel better. My energy started to feel lighter. And then I remembered to bring in the smiling exercise from yesterday. And as I started smiling, and it didn't happen instantaneously, but I started to notice again that things were shifting, that my mind was feeling lighter. And after several minutes, I felt pure joy in my heart. And I actually cried tears of joy. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know how powerful these tools are. I can absolutely 100% tell you that they work if you work them. The issue is that we don't always remember to work them. So that's why these structures of support, being in a challenge like this, putting sticky notes around your house, setting alarms on your phone, whatever it takes to remind you about your techniques to support yourself. Do it. Because I can tell you in less than 10 minutes, I went from really my body feeling really out of sorts and tired to feeling energized, feeling more than happy, feeling joyful to my core. And it didn't happen instantaneously. I did sit in it for about 10 minutes, but the point is it works. And have patience with yourself, because if you abandon these techniques, one thing I know for sure is that you're just going to end up in the state that you were in prior to engaging in them. And so, giving yourself a little bit of time, and we all have 5 to 10 minutes, giving yourself a little bit of time to shift so that you can enjoy your day in a higher elevated frequency so that you can attract more of what you want is absolutely powerful, important, and will work for you. That's the bottom line, is it will work for you. So I wanted to share that so that you make sure to put these things into practice for yourself and to know that they do work. All right. So today's training is on, wait a minute. The content. I have a gift to give away. And I want to, first of all, just announce, all the people, I want to honor all the people that did the homework yesterday. And I really enjoyed reading your posts because you shared, speaking of the smiling, I loved reading how it made you feel lighter, how it made your heart smile, how, you felt brighter, and just the things that you instantly noticed about the smiling. And then the ways that you're, the songs that you chose. Oh my gosh, I was like, Sweet Caroline, Ingrid, I love that song too. And Rhonda, Good Vibrations. If the Beach Boys don't bring summer memories, I don't know what does. And Kim, September, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire too. I love all of those. And many of you had put other songs in there as well. They were all wonderful and fun. And so I hope you enjoyed recalling them and choosing one to dance to, which I noticed several of you said that you did. So good for you. So again, there were several of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 that did the homework yesterday. So again, I'm bringing up the love bucket and we're going to I'm going to go fishing for who is going to be the winner today. And today's prize is going to be, I want to give away, again, the Design Your Best Life 30-minute visioning process with me that absolutely will create an imprint. This is the perfect time to do it with the summer solstice and the way that things are lined up, to create what it is you would love to have, and imprint it in a way that you will have tremendous more energy supporting it, so that it would happen for you faster. And so I feel like that is the best thing to offer for this gift. And so today that gift is going to go to Deborah. Woo! Congratulations, Deborah. Let's hear it for Deborah. Woo! Celebrating you. All right. That's awesome. Okay. So keep up the great work, everybody. Continue posting, doing the homework, because as I said, it's all, tomorrow I'm going to give another gift away. And then Friday is the grand prize, cumulative for the week of all that you've been doing. All righty. So now let's get into today's training, which is on self-forgiveness and compassion. So important. This is one of the most important ways that you will develop a really solid, grounded self-love foundation. Forgiveness in general is incredibly important, but today for the challenge, we're going to focus on self-forgiveness, because what I have found is that all forgiveness is ultimately self-forgiveness. Blaming ourselves for things and not being able to let it go. And even when we blame other people or we have resentments towards other people, there is a self-forgiveness underlying all of that. It was just on with a client this morning, and there was something that she was sharing that someone close to her does that really just triggers her all the time. And we looked at what was really going on underneath it, is that it was actually a mirror for her and for how she actually treats herself. So there was self-forgiveness that was essential in healing for her. And as soon as we did that healing, then she was very much non-attached to the trigger of the person close to her. Now, I want to just share something though about forgiveness, because in that situation and in all instances of forgiveness where somebody's maybe done something to somebody that's unkind and you don't like it, or they've done something to you that's unkind, it's not that you're condoning their behavior. It's not it at all. But what it is that it's about unhooking yourself from the emotional bonding that you have around that situation. And it's a lot of people find forgiveness very challenging. And believe me, I've been doing this work. I've been coaching for 13 years now. And I primarily work with women who are in relationships where their partner has done something such as cheating or been unfaithful or some sort of betrayal that has really rocked their world. And believe me, I get it, because that's how my marriage ended too. And it can be really challenging to forgive somebody for betrayal. But I think betrayal is one of the hardest things to forgive, but it's also one of the most growth. It expands you so much when you're able to get to that place of forgiveness. And I believe that is why we're on this planet, is to grow our hearts and to expand our hearts. And the only way that we can really do that is by experiencing things that really rock our world, that really break our heart, and then going through the healing process. If everything in our life was wonderful, hunky-dory, it went smooth, and everybody always said kind things to us and did kind things for other people, there'd be no room to grow. There'd be no reason to grow, and there'd be nothing to prompt us to grow. So things happen in our life for a reason. And again, this goes back to, let's connect the dots, goes back to day one of gratitude, having gratitude in, meaning things that happen to you that you don't prefer, but you have gratitude for it because it causes you to grow. And so that's what we're going to be doing today, is looking at how, really a process. I'm going to be sharing a very powerful process with you that you'll be doing for your homework tonight, but looking at the importance of forgiveness and, really looking at, why is it so challenging to forgive? Why do we have such a problem with it? And you may want to ask yourself that right now. Think about maybe someone that you're holding a grudge against, and or think about yourself if there's something that you are upset with yourself about, and think about why you are wanting to hold on to it. And you may not know the answer. It may not come to you yet. But there's a reason. There's always a reason why we hold on to things. But what we're looking to do, and as I said, this is a perfect time to do it, is to release those things that don't serve us and to open our hearts so that we can have connection with other people. Because when we're hurt and we're feeling resentful, we're also building walls around our heart, and those walls are keeping people out. And if you want connection, which is truly the number one thing I hear from everybody that I chat with, that they want connection with another human being, with a partner, love interest, but even in general, this isolation we went through over the last year and a half. So many people were telling me that they felt so disconnected, that they felt so isolated, they wanted to connect. Well, the truth is, it was a great opportunity for all of us to learn how to connect more with ourselves. We have to connect more with ourselves before we can connect more with others. And so when you build walls up because of resentment or judging or criticisms or hurts, you're not only blocking other people, but you're blocking yourself from loving yourself. So it's very, very important to do this and very powerful to do this forgiveness work. And as I said, most of us don't want to do it because we equate forgiveness with letting the other person off the hook. Or if we did something that we feel is unacceptable, letting ourselves off the hook. And then you think, how long are you going to punish yourself or somebody else? So, it's not about condoning the behavior, but it's about saying, okay, I'm going to unhook that emotional attachment and start the process of forgiveness. And, as I said, that process can be difficult around other people, and it can be very, very, very difficult for yourself as well. So we're going to be working on that. And there's a quote that really does support this concept of really being trapped when you're not in a forgiveness space. And it's by Lewis Smead. And I love it. And it says, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and to discover that prisoner was you. Yeah, we are prisoners. When we hold ourselves hostage for things that we've done or that other people have done, we're still carrying it. And this is another thing that my client mentioned this morning. She said, the person that this injustice was done to, he's not even thinking about it, and I'm still holding on to it. So you want to be able to put it down and to know a process that will work for you is something that I'm going to give you today. So one thing we know for sure around life in general, and that it is full of lessons, right? Life is full of lessons, and lessons are repeated until the lesson is learned. And we are always learning. So it's really very important that you practice this forgiveness, because it is going to help you to have a clean heart. Things are going to happen every day, and it's a good practice to know how to let it go and to heal, so that you can really show up in life open to receiving things that you would love to have. And so I want to share a story that supports what's possible for you when you start working with forgiveness processes. And it's about a client of mine, and I'm going to call her Sally. But Sally grew up with alcoholic parents, and they were abusive. And so she developed this belief that she wasn't worthy of love, and that she wasn't worthy of happiness, and that she wasn't enough, or they wouldn't treat her that way. And it was really sad, because she was and is an amazing woman. But she couldn't see it. She didn't feel it for herself. She couldn't see it. And she believed in her heart, maybe not on a conscious level, but in her heart, she believed she was worthless, that she didn't have value, and that she, didn't deserve love. So what kind of life experiences do you think she attracted? Well, her first husband cheated and left her when she was pregnant. And the husband, her current husband, when we started working together, he had cheated as well. And they were sleeping in different bedrooms. They weren't, he wasn't talking to her. And she felt very, very sad and disconnected and isolated. And, having somebody in your home who's your partner and you're not even connected to them, that to me can create more isolation and disconnection than if you're living alone, because it's right in your face. So, they'd rarely have a conversation. He really didn't want to talk to her about anything or have much to do with her. That was her personal life. Her career was historically up and down. And at the time we began our work together, it was in the dumpster. She had a realty agency, and the agents that were working for her, she had quite a few agents working for her, but none of them were producing. They just took up space and they took up her time. And she herself was not getting many listings or having any closings. So during our work, we uncovered these subconscious beliefs around her feeling of worthlessness and undeservingness and not being enough. And she forgave herself. We did work for her to forgive herself for buying into the beliefs that she was worthless and undeserving. And she forgave herself. And with that forgiveness, her anger dissipated, her, all of that underlying resentment and just blame and judgment and criticism and all the things that were happening in the negative realm of emotion due to her beliefs that she had. Because remember, your beliefs create your self-image, and we attract where we're at with our self-image. So that's why all these things were flowing in, because she had these low-level beliefs about herself. And after she did the forgiveness work, she had a new, higher perspective. Everything shifted for her. And this was a huge shift for her. And her world started to completely shift. First of all, her marriage it totally turned around. And it became very solid. And her husband, as a matter of fact, I'll never forget her saying, "Oh my gosh, Sherry, now my husband follows me around the house. He wants to talk to me about everything. And it's kind of driving me crazy, but of course, in a good way." So everything turned around, and her work situation turned around. She actually, she got a new job, absolutely landed in her lap. It was something that she could do in conjunction with her real estate business. And so she tripled her income. And all of those people that were working for her, all the agents who weren't performing, they left on their own. That's what happens too. As you begin to rise, everything, unlike where you're going, just kind of spins out. It leaves. And so with this forgiveness work, she did a total repatterning of her foundation, and she created new energetic patterns and frequencies within herself. And she started to attract higher level of situations and opportunities. And this forgiveness work, it shifted her self-image, which is hugely important. Hugely. I can't stress enough how huge that is, because that creates a different energetic pattern within you. It creates a different foundation. And she became magnetic to experiences that matched her new vibration. So see, your vibration, we all have a vibration. And a lot of people get confused thinking the law of attraction is just about having that good vibration so you attract good things. What you don't understand is that the law, not just you, I'm saying people in general, what we don't understand all the time is that we are always vibrating, and we are always attracting at the level that we are vibrating. So if we have low level thoughts, the law of attraction is working. We're attracting things of where we're at. So when you start to change your frequency, and that means that you're going to start attracting things that you would really love to have in your life. And that's what happened to Sally, is that her self-love increased, and she finally got into harmony with the life that she really wanted. And so that life started to show up, and that was just super thrilling. So what exactly is forgiveness? My definition of it is that it's a shifting, into a new perspective that brings you peace around a situation, a person, yourself that previously was causing constriction or hurt or pain. And so Sally gained that new perspective, and that allowed her to heal her heart and to let it open again, primarily towards herself, and how she thought about herself as well. We actually block the flow of love and create unnecessary suffering when we judge ourselves and judge others and judge situations or judge life, and so self-forgiveness allows us to compassionately apply love to the places inside where we're hurting, allowing the flow of love. And it's a powerful tool in service to healing. So who is forgiveness for? Well, it's not for the other person. It's for ourselves. It's for ourselves. Catherine Ponder is an author, and I love her quote. She says that when you hold resentment toward another, you are bound to that person or condition by an emotional link that is stronger than steel. Forgiveness is the only way to dissolve that link and to get free. So to be able to nurture and to develop forgiveness and compassion and acceptance, it's a practice, and it's a continuous practice. It is definitely not a one and done. You may have practiced forgiveness on someone that and find yourself getting triggered again. And that is absolutely normal. I have clients all the time that say, oh my gosh, I worked on this. Why is this happening again? Well, it's because it's layered. And as we grow and as we heal, then the next layer pops up. And so have compassion. Again, this is about having compassion for yourself as well, and understanding with yourself, if you've done forgiveness work on yourself and things still pop up. Again, remind yourself it's not a one and done. It is a continuous process. And, so we want to be forgiving of ourselves and others, compassionate and accepting of ourselves and mistakes that we get upset with, especially for those of you who are perfectionists. You may get irritated with yourself a lot, and this is really blocking you. So developing more compassion is so powerful, because we're all spiritual beings, having this human experience. And, it's not that we're humans having a spiritual experience. It's the other way around. And so there's a huge difference there. And we are these eternal spiritual beings, and we're here to learn, and we're here to grow, and we're here to expand our hearts. And here's the thing that I think is really very important to understand as well. None of us know what anyone is here to learn, nor do we know what circumstances will best provide spiritual growth in service to our highest good. We don't know it. We don't know it for ourselves. We don't know it for other people. We don't know it when things happen. And it's precisely because we don't know that it is impossible to judge. And so the moment we enter into judgment, we have entered into separation and into suffering for ourselves. And it's not what happens to us. This is really, I want you to hear this. It's not what happens to us that causes us to suffer. We suffer because of the judgments that we place on our circumstances. If we judge an event as bad, then we too feel bad. If we judge it as horrible, then we too feel horrible. So judgment is always at the root of an upset. Have you ever noticed that making someone else or yourself wrong, it disrupts that inner peace? And that's because the judgment is separating. It's separating you from your authentic nature. And your authentic nature is opposite of judgmental. It's loving, it's kind, it's compassionate, it's generous, it's peaceful, accepting. Did I say accepting? It's all those things. And so that's really the truth of who you are those things. Remember your connection to your diamond power, what I talked about the first day, the all that is, that divine love. That's the truth of who you are, beyond your ego and beyond your personality. So judgment is always at the root of inner turbulence, inner disturbance. Think about a baby. Many of you are moms watching this, and even if you're not a mom, I'm sure you've been around babies. So think about a baby and how sweet and innocent a baby is. They really can do no wrong. And I believe that that's how God sees us. He's not sitting in judgment of us. So we're the ones who are creating that judgment. And so if you have trouble bringing compassion to yourself, one of the things that techniques that I want to give you is, besides the exercise that I'm going to be giving you that you're going to be doing for your homework, is to think about, if you have trouble, finding compassion for anything in your life, think about something or someone that you love. I mean, for me, I use, my friend's dog, my four-legged furry baby, that I absolutely love. The second I think of him, my heart melts. So I'm sure you all have something like that in your life. And you bring that into your mind and you connect with that, and you let that feeling expand. And then you take that feeling and you transfer it. And, energies, as I said, it's not in Tupperware, it's not contained. You can move it. So you move that energy and you wrap it around whatever it is that is problematic for you. Whatever it is that you want to forgive. That's also another really wonderful tool that you can use for anything in your life that you're upset about. And you truly want to make your priority acceptance, because when you can accept yourself for who you are, when you can accept other people for who they are, when you can accept situations for what they are, then you're going to find that inner peace. And again, it doesn't mean that you're saying what somebody did is okay, but you are accepting that that it happened, that that's just the way it is. And remember, we always want to be looking for the good, so what's the good that can come of this, and the growth that can come of it. And when we practice self-forgiveness, we're really cultivating an attitude of self-compassion. And we are then returning to what I talked about the first day, which is yourself with a big S, your authentic self, your true self. So I want to share with you now what the homework is, because it's really, really important for your growth and your expansion and your development of self-love. This forgiveness exercise is one that Rhonda Britton actually developed, but I found it to be incredibly, just really powerful. It works really well for people to move through it and to get at the root of things and understand what's really underneath things that are creating the trigger. So I'm going to show you here, you want to take a piece of paper. You can even use your worksheet with room, but you want to take and I love this because it's, obviously our theme of love and self-love and I am, and you may want to put under there, I am ... forgiving, self-forgiving. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line down the center from top to bottom. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to write down, I want you to think about a situation that you have been blaming yourself for. It can be small, you may want to start out with something small, that you're upset with, maybe something you said or something you did, or, there's any number of things that you could be badgering yourself about and feeling irritated with yourself about. So I want you to connect with that and write it down on this left-hand side. You want to describe what the problem is, describe what the issue is that's troubling you. And then on the right side, after you've fully written it out, so maybe you would say something like, I'm really upset with myself for being short and saying hurtful words to whoever that is, maybe it's a good friend, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's a sister, maybe it's your child. And I just feel really bad that I was so abrupt and curt and short and hurtful. And then you'll write over here, I am willing to forgive myself. And then you sit with that and you think, am I really willing to forgive myself? No, I'm not, because you know what? I hurt somebody. And that's just really, that's not, I don't feel good about that. So you come back over here and you write that down. No, I'm not yet ready to forgive myself because I think it's, I'm really unhappy with myself for having hurt somebody else. And, I wish I think I could have done better. And then you go back, if you've said everything you want to say, and by the way, I'm just making this up, right? This is just so that you get an idea of how to do the process. You're going to find your own situation and really reflect, turn inwards and ask yourself, what is it that's niggling me? What is it that I'm upset about? So in this case, after I've written down the second bit, then I go to the right. I am willing to forgive myself. And then I think, no, I'm still doesn't feel right. And then you come back over here and you think, I don't like that about myself, that I do that. And actually I do it to myself a lot too. And it's a behavior that just doesn't work for me anymore. And I'd really like to let it go. And I'm willing to let it go. And then you go over to the right and say, I'm willing to forgive myself. And then you feel like you've gotten to the bottom of it, that you've acted this way towards somebody else because actually you act that way towards yourself. That's the case of this, what I'm illustrating for you today. And you might then be at a place where, yeah, you know what? I'm willing to forgive myself. I'm willing to forgive myself now. But you keep going until you reach the root of it. And you might write for 5 pages, and that's fine. And I would like you to do it actually in longhand. Don't use your computer or phone or iPad for this, because your brain thinks differently when you actually have a pen in hand and you're writing it out. You will think differently. So do this longhand, and you will find it to be incredibly enlightening and eye-opening and healing, and ultimately getting you to a different perspective about whatever it is that has been bothering you. And this is something that you can use this process going forward for anything in your life that you are feeling upset about. Today, as I said, we're doing it for self-forgiveness, because this week we're really working on self-love. And going forward, though, if you've got a situation with somebody else, you can use it with the situation with that other person. All right, so that is it for today, everybody. Beautiful training. This is a deep one, and it is highly, highly powerful and shifting. And this is a perfect time. Remember how everything is lined up for your infinite potential to come forward. And the way that it comes forward is when we let go of what's blocking it. So this is a great exercise to help you unblock. And remember, it's not too late to get into action. If you're just coming into the challenge, I know we've got people coming in every day, and I welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. I'm so thrilled to have you. You can get caught up and go into the files section and get the worksheets, listen to Mondays and Tuesdays training, and do the homework. And as long as you do all the homework, you'll still be eligible for Friday's big grand prize of the $200 Amazon gift card. So I want you to make sure too that you're there on Friday for that announcement of who won. I do have another gift for you because you are part of this self-love challenge. I am doing a continuation of this 5 days. I'll be hosting a live workshop through Zoom. You'll be getting a link to join that. And that'll be at 10 a.m. this Saturday for 60 minutes. And that's going to absolutely be the next step after these 5 days to continue this self-love journey. So get yourself signed up for that. I'll be posting the link in the group as well. Be on the lookout. I believe you'll be getting an email around that as well. So just stay consistent, put these tools into action. Again, I am super, super excited for you. And no matter whether you get it all done or not, you'll still be invited Saturday for the workshop, because that is the next step, and it is free for you as well. tomorrow we are going to look at an easy way to get out of a funk. So I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Until then, have an awesome, awesome day. And, you know, really, again, so proud of you for being here and for doing this work. You're amazing. Bye now.